Hello and welcome to another daily devotion. As this week we talk about border crossings and being sojourners in a strange land, strangers in a foreign land. And maybe just in a general sense, you've sometimes felt like this as a person of faith in a culture that is rapidly more and more becoming anti-faith or a Christianity that you don't recognize, that is more nationalistic, more wrapped in maybe American values, so we can have, can't have speaking out about LGBTQ or abortion, and that one I would speak out as well. But then we can have any size houses we want. We can be as greedy as we want. We can be as violent we want as a nation, and God doesn't have any issues with any of these things. So maybe the Christianity that you followed is also somewhat irrecognizable, and you feel like a stranger following Christ in a land that doesn't. Well, in the Hebrew Bible, as the people are coming into the land of promise, they've taken the roundabout way. They've gone south and they've gone way around. Instead of just coming at it from the west, from Sinai Peninsula, God said, all right, you guys are just so hard-hearted and stubborn, you won't trust me. So a lot of obstacles along the way, a lot of challenges, most of them self-inflicted. They go around, they come up, they come in from the east of the Jordan, which is counterintuitive, and cross the Jordan. But when they come to the Jordan River, the barrier to come into the land of promise, the Levites are carrying the Ark of the Covenant. And as they take a first step into the River Jordan, and they're wondering how they're going to get all these people. The Jordan River at this point is wide. It's going to be hard for them all to cross. And God says, just trust me. But you have to take a step of faith. Almost like that Indiana Jones Last Crusade where you have to leap from the lion's mouth and he throws the things on to see the path. But not before he first takes that kind of step into the chasm where he can't see the bottom. It's that same kind of principle. Martin Luther King Jr. used to say, you in faith take the first steps of the staircase even when you can't see the top or the final destination. So the Levites put their foot in, a toe in the water, if you will. They take a first step into the river. And at that point, once they've stepped first in faith, the river parts. You thought it was just the Sea of Reeds or the Red Sea in the Exodus story. No. When they come in the land of promise, God divides the water again, reminding them, hey, I delivered you out of Egypt, cupcake. I'm bringing you in the land of promise just like I said I would. But it takes first for them to take a step of faith, to say definitively, God, I believe you've got us. But they have to have some own skin in the game. They have to say, yes, I trust you, so I'm going to step. So I ask you, as kind of a final devotion for this week, as we feel like strangers in a foreign land sometimes, or trying to live out our faith, when there's a lot of noise and distraction and a lot of contrasting voices that are sometimes anti-Christian, anti-Christ, very different from the things Jesus would teach, sometimes even in Jesus' name. What does it mean for you and for me to take a step first in faith to the life God calls us, to invest in ourselves and to trust God that God's got us in the promises God has laid before us? Food for thought this week as we talk about being sojourners in a foreign land.